Hi everybody, it is Julie. Welcome back to Pages and Pens. Today I am here with the Overwhelmed book tag. Let's jump right into it. Kathy so very kindly tagged me in this forever ago. Have I filmed it once? Yes. Have I lost that footage? Also yes. Did I think that it was important for me to refilm and still put this video up? Absolutely. There's a lot going on in my life, everybody's lives right now, right? So overwhelmed is an emotion that I definitely understand. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about it. So I'm going to jump into the questions. Try not to meander too far from answering them, but just know this is going to be a more chatty, chilled, laid back video just to discuss kind of mental health, where I'm at, where you're at, where YouTube is at, and kind of maybe a little bit of like a channel update, how I'm feeling, where we're going kind of a situation. First up, I want to preface this by saying that I 1000% adore the online community that I have created around me. However, it has gotten very disheartening to see a lack of growth, and that happened before my more inconsistent posting. I grew very, very quickly at the beginning of my Booktube channel life. In the first year of my Booktube channel, I was at 5,000 subscribers. By the end of the second year, I was at 10K, and now I am looking at 5 years on Booktube. And in the last 3 years, I have not gained 1,000 subscribers. I have hovered close to 11,000 after hitting 10,000. But even right now, I think I'm at 10,300 something. And I try not to look at those numbers, but I constantly see when I go to YouTube to respond to comments or, you know, edit videos, upload videos, stream live shows, that I'm losing subscribers all the time. So the thing is, I have shifted my focus, right? I'm writing a lot more. I'm doing author-related videos a whole lot more. And I'm not necessarily doing the Booktube content that a lot of people found me from. So I understand people's lack of interest in my content, and I understand their lack of interest in maybe my writing videos. But in order for me to write, publish, and put out these amazing books that I love, I cannot read at the rate that I used to. It's not feasible for me. So the Booktube content is going to be a lot less, while the writing content is a lot higher. That's just the natural progression of my channel and my focus. I know that's difficult. Not everybody wants to be here for it, so I get it. I haven't even read the first question. It's, are you feeling overwhelmed? And if so, why are you feeling overwhelmed? And the answer is, I'm feeling overwhelmed because I have a lot on my plate. I want to still be able to engage with the online community that I've built here, all of my bookish friends, but I also have to prioritize my writing and my career writing. I want to make writing a career. I know that I'll always have another job. I have a full-time job. I'm also a full-time caregiver. I'm really busy, and there is a lot that is taking up my like mental and emotional bandwidth that makes my creative bandwidth a little bit smaller. If I'm going to really try to market and get excited and get behind A Curse in Ash and also put out the best possible sequel to this book, I need to be giving all of my attention to my writing, which means I have not read very much at all. I worry that I'm going to start losing even more bookish friends here because I'm focusing more on writing. Overwhelmed because I'm nervous that I had 4 or 5 years to get A Curse in Ash where I wanted it to be and only 1 to get the sequel out to you. And I know that going forward, if I want to make writing a career, I'm going to have a faster turnaround on these books, and I don't let go easily. To see my channel kind of floundering sucks because I don't have a choice. I cannot be reading the books to talk about Booktube content that I used to if I want to be an author. And I'm an author. I want to continue to be an author. Me following my dream means possibly losing this community that I've built here, and that is not easy for me. And I'm doing what I can to still be a part of it, but I know I'm not doing readathons. I know I'm not engaging in Booktube content as much as I am writing sprints and writing content and author-related content, but I'm trying my absolute hardest with the creative and emotional bandwidth that I have to spare. Number 2 is tell us about the TBR lurking over your shoulder. It's literally lurking over my shoulder. I have so many I want to read. I really want to get to Christopher Paolini's To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. To Dream in a Sea of Stars. I always forget the name of that book. Always. I want to finish the Imperium trilogy by Claire Legrand, which is down here right out of shot, which is Lightbringer. I've not finished that one yet. I'm desperate to read Cytonic, which is the third of the Brandon Sanderson Skyward Starsight series. I really want to finish that. Spicy TikTok is making me want to read some things that I just don't have time for right now, but I really want to make time for. I really want to get more into the rest of my Sanderson. I also have N.K. Jemisin over here that I want to get to. I've unhauled so many books. I will have like an unhaul list, playlist listed down below or in a card. And I really truly only have books on my shelves that I am desperate to get to. And at this point, I just don't have time to. Did I just buy S by J.J. Abrams and the person who wrote his idea? Yes, I did buy that thing because I'd seen it enough and I'd seen people talking about it, and I was like, oh, a lot of people compare it to House of Leaves, which I absolutely love, and I'm like, if I'm gonna make time to read, I want it to be an experience, I want it to be an adventure, but I don't have time to lose myself in a book like that, and yet I could not stop myself from buying it. So that's coming Monday. I'm filming this on Sunday. I don't have time for it right now, and all I want to do is lose myself in it. It's an issue. The desire to read has not lessened. The time and availability to read has lessened. Not my love of reading. I had to bring you in a little bit more. Number 3, how is video making or bookternet posting shaping your reading experience? Oh, TikTok. TikTok. I want to read all of the hardcore explosive smut that I possibly can. Do I have an entire Kindle Unlimited playlist of just books that I want to read based on like TikTok? Yes. It's working for me. I can read smut because it doesn't occupy my brain space when I'm writing. High fantasy, very difficult for me to read while also writing. But like, I can take a break from writing and read 50 pages of like an erotica, no problem. But Booktube, Instagram, TikTok, all of that has always influenced my reading. Like, I see a book everybody's loving, I want to be a part of that. I don't have time to be a part of that, and I feel like by the time I do get around to reading it, it's going to be yesterday's thing. And it frustrates me to kind of always be behind the ball when I used to be very much on top of it, and I knew what was coming out, and I knew all the releases, and I don't know anything anymore. So it stresses me out, but it is exciting for me still. Number 4 is, what do you think you can do differently to not be overwhelmed? And I think I've already touched on that. I need to prioritize and accept that my bandwidth for creativity, for creation, is limited. And that writing a book, marketing a book, editing a book, whatever stage I'm at with my author career, takes time, takes dedication, takes attention, and takes energy. And if I'm going to focus there, I cannot focus elsewhere and do it well. At the end of the day, I want to be an author. I want to be a career author. I want my books to make me money. YouTube is not making me money. YouTube is not even paying me every month. Now using YouTube primarily to discuss and to journal my writing experiences, to do live streaming and like create a writer community around myself, so that those people can then be people that I champion when they put their books out, or can support me when I put my books out. I'm still doing reviews here. I'm still doing Booktube stuff as much as I can. I'll still do all of the end of the year stuff that I can. But unlike other years where I've read like 222 books, I read 70 books this year so far. That blows my mind that I read 70 books this year when I signed a contract to publish a book in February. It has been a wild year. It has been the absolute craziest ride, and I never expected this year to happen. I never expected when January hit to be taking a break from Booktube, to publish a book, to have a book out there, to have January coming and to be in a book box. I never dreamt of this. I mean, I dreamt of this, but like, I never conceived it being a possibility this year. So the fact that I've made all this happen, the fact that I have written 2 books this year on top of also publishing a book while also reading 70 others is really effing impressive. And I'm not upset with myself. I had to let go of the expectation on myself, from myself, that I could do it all. I cannot. I do not want to be a career YouTuber. I love my community. I love making these videos when I have the time, but I cannot and will not force myself to sit down and do this. The only thing I've ever wanted to do is be a writer. I'm not going to look this opportunity for an actual career in writing in the face and say, oh, but I've got to make like 8 videos this week. or I want to participate in, you know, Vlogmas or this or that. I can't. I just can't. In order for me to not feel overwhelmed, I have to accept that this is where I choose to put my focus. Nobody is forcing me to do this. This is a choice that I am making. I'm not putting the onus on anybody else. I have to accept that this is a choice I made in the direction I want to take my life, and then just own it. So that's where I'm at. Number 5 is, do you have any projects that you really want to do, but something is holding you back? Yes. I have so many reading vlog ideas, so many reading this or that in my head that I want to do. I loved my Kindle Unlimited series, and now with the creation of Spicy TikTok and Spicy Book Talk, my reading vlogs would take off if I read some of the more like off the wall smut and erotica like I used to. I've had like series of books on my shelves that I think like coincide enough with each other or may contrast each other in really fun ways that I wanted to read one and then the other. I can't. Is there a book or genre that brings you joy or takes you to a satisfying place? Absolutely. Lately, you guys know I really have found a lot of joy in thrillers, psychological thrillers, really dark, messed up stories. Right now, erotica and smut has been like my jam because I can read it when I'm not writing and it's just like a shut off my brain kind of a situation, which I need so much sometimes. I also just finished A.M. Strickland's In the Ravenous Dark and reading a fantasy. Felt really, really nice again. Becky Chambers always puts me in a good mood. Frederick Bachman always puts me in a good mood. When I can get around to it, Sanderson is always somebody that I look to. And then people like Catherine Ryan Howard or Alice Feeney or Emily Henry. There are definitely authors and genres that I reach for at different times for different reasons. I have my favorite authors and people that I know I'm probably going to always buy from. How much does FOMO play into being overwhelmed is question number 7. It doesn't. I think that I've had to give up a fear of missing out. Does it suck to not be able to do Smutathon or, you know, the magical readathons or, you know, all these different buddy reads and weekend sprints of reading, or, you know, like I've seen a lot of really cool stuff coming out on YouTube and discussion videos and book clubs, and I can't, and it stinks because I think that there was a point in my YouTube and my Booktube career where I probably would have been really engaged in those things. Can I acknowledge that it sucks that that's not a place I can be right now, while still accepting that I am moving forward in a direction that I really, really love. I don't think anybody begrudges me that. I don't think anybody's like, oh, I can't believe that she stopped reading books so she could write books. Like, how ridiculous. It doesn't. Like, I feel it and then I can let it go. Number 8 is there anything you do specifically because of Booktube or bookternet that you would likely drop without doing that? I think if my channel hadn't started as a Booktube channel, I would probably move forward as just an exclusively author-related channel and writing-related channel, because that's where I'm putting my attention. Making content for that feels natural. Making content discussing my writing process is also fueling my writing process. I mean, I stopped using Goodreads. The only thing that I go there for anymore is just to like check reviews on my book if I want to have any like blurbs for, you know, review memes or something, or praise for the book. I probably wouldn't like critically review anything anymore. I would most likely stop tracking as aggressively as I do all of my books and all of my reading. I track like my genre, my age group. Is it the first in a series, last in a series, continuation of a series? Is it a male author, female author? What year did it come out? Did I annotate it? What form do I own it in? What form did I read it in? Is there any diversity in it? Was it a buddy read, a regular read, an arc? Like, I mean, I track everything. I would not be doing that if it was not for Booktube and end of year videos. I just wouldn't. And I stopped doing a lot of it this year because I just don't have time to. So I probably stopped doing that. And the last up is to tag 5 friends so that they can have some time to chill. I don't know that I have 5 friends anymore on here to tag. And I know that's really sad. If you see this and this is something that you're interested in, I would love to hear your thoughts. It is really difficult to feel like you were once a part of a circle and now you feel like very much on the outskirts of it. And again, by choice. Nobody pushed me out. Nobody said I didn't belong anywhere. It was just, I had a very common interest with a lot of people that kept me communicating with them on a very regular basis. I'm not going to tag anybody, but if you're seeing this and you want to have a discussion, go ahead and comment down below. I know it can be hard. I know that sometimes it can feel like we're screaming into the void, and the algorithm and YouTube and in general, nobody is seeing our content. But I firmly believe that all voices matter, and that if you have something to say, share it. I look forward to continuing to share my writing and author journey. I look forward to continuing to share all of the books that I do get time to read. And I thank you for sticking around to continue to hang out and chat with me in the comments and be a part of my journey, both in reading and in writing, and just being a positive part of my days. So thank you for being here. Leave me a heart down below in your favorite color, if they offer it. I always leave the purple one, but leave me your heart down below, if nothing else, just to let me know that I was not screaming into the void and you did see this video. Thank you again to Kathy for creating this tag, opening this discussion, and for tagging me in it. And I will see all of you in my next video. Bye, friends.